So, oh man, I forgot to set up everything. Oh, I suck. Um, One moment. Whoosh. Yeah, I didn't actually realize that I was making the pun, but we'll let it stand. We'll let it stand. So I figured today we'll do some mining again, which is what we've pretty much been doing as of late. Wait, what? There we go. Earning some fat loot, which has absolutely no purpose whatsoever. Because there's really nothing to buy aside from other ships, and there's really nothing to... really no other reason aside from just doing it.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Ooh. Let's turn that down a bit. CO5. Let's see. We had some good days yesterday, so we're up to about 58,000. I had 2 runs of about 10,000 each, which is pretty good. C5 was it? Oh man, I totally forget. I can never remember what platform I'm on. Yeah, yeah, I know. I thought about it, but it seems like such a pain in the butt. I mean, at least, hey, doors. Oh, this guy. Doing the mining is a lot more calm for me, rather than going all the way. Because I haven't been to Jumptown. I got to get down to Jumptown, and then you got to buy up all the stuff, and then you got to go take it someplace, and you got to sell it bit by bit. I'm trying to earn an honest living here. And besides the fact, well, yeah, I guess we just buy ships, but really, close the door. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, see, I mean, that's kind of the thing, you know? I mean, you get a lot of people who are really into the role-playing aspect, and a lot of people who are really not into the role-playing aspect. Alright, so... Whoosh. So we had a good time over on Daymar yesterday, so we're going to go back there. Our corporation actually has a test run this coming Saturday with a partner corporation where they're going to run a scenario of our group is going to take a transport, quote unquote, and the other corporation is going to bring in, they're going to act as pirates. Yeah, I wasn't spooled yet. The other corporation is going to act as pirates, so they're going to come in, and it's going to be one side attacking, one side defending. Of course, unfortunately, we're actually hosting a holiday party next weekend, so I'm not going to be able to participate, which kind of sucks, because they were looking for an Andromeda, which I have, and I think I'm one of like only 2 people or something like that in the group that has one, which is astounding considering how many ships this corporation has. Oh man. Oh, okay, that was just jumping. What happened? Oh, nothing happened. I'm just on the dark side of the planet. I'm like, wait a minute, we're going nowhere. Alright. So where are we going? It's Kudre Ore. That's where we were yesterday. I guess we'll just try that. So the mining game is an interesting one. Oh, we're on the actual sunny side. It can be lucrative depending upon how patient you are and I guess the luck of the draw. Alright. We'll just head down. And we will go off on scanner mode and jet down. It's an interesting little mini game. It does take some concentration. You can't just kind of fire and forget it like you can in EVE Online, I guess, because you can blow up your ship, as what happened to a friend of mine, and even sometimes when things are going well, you can blow up your ship. The good news is that you can go pretty much anywhere on any of these planets. Right now, Yela seems to be bugged. We had a whole lot of issues when we were mining there. Nope, I actually have to give throttle. I can't stop right in the middle of the atmosphere. So this is a nice flat plane, which gives us some good visibility. So any one of these fine little rocks could house some materials. So we will go into scanning mode with a wide scan and... Alright, so we got some rocks over here, and these squares indicate that there's potential rocks in that particular location. This rock over here was visible because it was essentially within a square, pingable square. There we go. Yep, see there's another one over there. Yeah, I mean, it's not a guarantee. I mean, it's not, unfortunately, it's not like chock full of everything. We've gone for many minutes scanning and everything and not being able to find anything whatsoever. As you can see, this guy's not cooperating. Unless it's not this guy, it's someone behind him. No, it's this guy. Huh. No, okay, now he's showing up. Okay, so once you're in scanning mode and you put your reticle over the object, it tells you that we have a chance of titanium anywhere between 14.9% and 100%. So this could either be a rock with only 14.9% or a rock with 100% of titanium. So the only way to do that is to deploy our laser. And we got to give it, find a good location. Now you can't really see it very well, but over here, kind of in the lower left corner, you have something that says laser throttle. It's hard to see, but there's also something below that says rock energy level. The rock energy level has 3 sections. There's a blank space, and then a green space, and then a red space. Now, what you're going to want to do is you fire up your laser, and you have to give it power, and you have to imbue the rock with the energy from the laser, which moves the meter on the rock energy level. And you got to keep that in the green until over on the right, where it says fracturing sensor, that's going to start to move from 0 to 100%. When it gets to 100%, the rock breaks open, and you can actually then start pounding on the smaller portions. So we just fire up our laser, and then using the mouse wheel, we crank up our laser throttle. And how much you have to do it is kind of sort of dependent upon how close you are, the type of rock. This is an igneous deposit, and how how bold you're feeling. If I crank this up to 100%, the rock energy level is just going to shoot right through. But you want to keep it controlled, because if you go into the red section, the overcharge sensor meter on the right is going to start filling up, and if that gets out of control, the rock can explode and can severely damage and sometimes destroy your ship. So we're going to try and get this into the green. And as far as I know, all you got to do is keep it in the green. You don't have to necessarily get it too close to the red or anything like that, so keeping it in the middle is pretty good. And there we go. So this is the first pass. So now each of these particular rocks, when it turns purple with the edge, that means you've got... oh, hey, Iron Wolf. No problem. When it turns purple, that means you can actually start to extract it. And you'll see up here in the corner, it says titanium 23.48. So if we were to extract this, we'll get 23% titanium, and then the 70 some odd percent is just going to be garbage. Which is actually, 23% is not too bad. It's not too shabby considering, whoops, what we normally get. And we're going to back off here. So this rock is still yellow around the edge, which means we can break it up a little more. It says that we have 4.6% titanium in this particular rock. And it's very difficult to see the meters, which is something they hopefully fix. But the goal here is, of course, to break down. Even though this says 4.6, we kind of want to break it down so that it's we can get a purple piece that says 100%, or as close to 100% as possible. So it's kind of like math, which also depends upon how much how lucky you feel and how much of a chance you want to take. Taking rocks with just slag, you do get paid for the slag, just not anywhere near enough to make it worthwhile. So let's see. Yeah, titanium 5.5%, that's not good. Titanium 5.96%. Ugh. 0.36%. Whoop. 6.74%. And 4.878. Yeah. So none of that is good, really. Anything under 10% is really kind of not really super decent. And as for what you want to go after, we don't even want to blow this rock up. That's not even going to be worth it. That one either, but this one's 18%. So titanium is a good seller. Not the best, but it's pretty good. Anything with "ite" in the end, in the name, is a good seller. There's gold, diamond, but you don't really find those in good quantities to fill a hold with. And unfortunately, right now, you cannot see what is already in your hold. You do have a cargo capacity meter, which will only tell you how close you are to being full, but you don't actually get to review what you've already got, and you certainly can't jettison anything that's garbage. So hopefully they'll allow us to do that later. But after a while out here, you start, every time you ping, you'll see each of these individual broken stones as showing up on the scan. So kind of gets to be a kind of a mess out here. Well, the cost of travel, I mean, this is, under other circumstances, yes, but going from Port Olisar out here to Daymar is really inconsequential. I think I use 1 unit of quantum fuel, and so that's not really too much of a concern. But if you go way out if you start heading out to Hurston and so on and so forth, then yeah, definitely you have to take into account the fuel. Let's see. Oh, hey, Wolfie. Hi, Flipper Gale. I'm currently in an org called Nova. We have, I think, a couple hundred people in it already, but thank you. So this titanium is about 36%. We'll just take that because we have absolutely nothing going on right now. Last night we found a whole bunch of titanium in huge quantities, which was good. So we picked that up. And we always seem to get the really, really good stuff. Like when we were hitting 75, 80, 90% cargo capacity, which kind of sucked. All right, so now we're going to go back to scanning mode and see what we can find. But as you can see, all of these little icons show up for each individual little rock that we have. So we got to kind of ignore those. And if someone were to come along after us, that's pretty much what they'd see. Come on. There we go. System's flipping out a little bit. And this is pretty much what we do. We just go from rock to rock. As the title says, really boring mining stream. But, you know, it kills time. Hey, Kowalski. The game is not officially released. It is still in alpha. However, they did release a patch 3.35, which has significantly increased the playability of the game. So you can do free trading. You can do some mining here. You can do a lot of group activities. Like I was saying earlier, my corporation next weekend is doing a joint exercise with another corporation for scenario running, pirates versus haulers. So you can do things like that. And there's also some basic missions in here, but it's definitely one of those things where you have to really find find your own fun at this point. So this rock has Terranite. What's a corporation? Oh, in the game, yeah. Corporation's like a guild, basically. Right now, it's actually not officially in the game. There really is no designation in the game for corporations, but you can go to the Robert Space Industries website with your login, and you can browse the corporations that people have set up. You can join them there. A lot of them obviously have Discords, websites, and things like that. And unfortunately, one of the unfortunate things is, you know, any money that we make here is going to get wiped out with the next patch, because with every patch they reset progress. So this is more of an exercise of actually learning how to do it, learning what to look for, you know, before it actually becomes meaningful. Well, I mean, you know, it's again, it's the way I look at it is that it's kind of learning without pressure. I mean, you can come out here and you can do stuff. While it doesn't mean anything, I mean, if I were learning out here while it meant something, then if I came in 6 months after or a year after, I mean, it would be seriously behind the curve. There'd be tons of people who knew, you know, way more than I did, and I would have to still learn from square one. So at least this way I get to learn how to, you know, deal with this stuff. Let's see, yep. Yes, exactly. Play without consequences. That's exactly right. And considering the fact that, you know, you can go out right now, there's no insurance. The insurance doesn't really kick in, so you can get your ship blown up as often as you want. It doesn't cost you anything to get it back. So, I mean, now's a great time to come in and screw around and, you know, do everything that you might never do with your actual own ship. You do things with a rental that you wouldn't do with your own car, kind of thing. All right, so this rock is empty. So it's purple, but it's empty, so we're not even going to bother with that. This rock is yellow, but it's empty, so we're not going to bother with that either. This rock has 0.14% terranite, so that's kind of pointless. That one's empty, and that one is also empty. And I think that's pretty much it. Whoops. Wild swing. Yeah, we already looked at that. Oh, yeah. See, we were talking. I was talking with my friend Mindstrike last night while we were out here doing this, and we were actually on the dark side, and he had just gone back to Olisar to drop off his cargo, and he was coming back, and I was down here mining rocks, so I had the headlamp on, so I could see where I was going. And as soon as he came in, hit the atmosphere, and he said that he could see me, and he said, but he knew where to look. And when if you're just flying by a planet, the chances of you actually being able to see somebody down on the planet that isn't detonating a small nuclear device is probably going to be really, really difficult. So I don't know. I mean, I don't really know. I'm never going to say never, but I'm not entirely sure if it's really going to be super duper critical, or like if you can't come out here and just prospect on your own for a little while. Oh, there we go. That's some good stuff. I mean, the key being that in order to get close enough to the planet, you have to kind of quantum travel to a point of interest on the planet. Otherwise, you're going to be flying quite a while. And that, if that's a noted tactic, then yeah, I suppose people could find you if you stick around those areas, but they do. People have been throwing out beacons for for anything. It's like, hey, I need a trip to Hurston or what have you, or hey, I'm getting my ass kicked out here. I need help from some people. They are procedurally generated in that CIG allowed the system to create them. They're not different every time someone visits them, obviously, but yeah, they did kind of set the algorithm and they just kind of let it roll. Yeah, the interesting thing that we thought of is, I'm going rock to rock here, but for the larger mining ships, how are those things going to work? They're going to have to chew up like asteroids, and those things are going to be very noticeable. I didn't even see what was in this. Whoop. Gold, 0.93 to 100%. Probably not anywhere near 100%, but take a look. I think prospecting solo on a planet when you can get lost is probably going to be okay. And supposedly, eventually, even with the prospector, the design is such that once you fill up your cargo, you're supposed to be able to jettison your bags for people to pick up, put on a cargo ship, and take away. So you can sit here and just keep filling up. Hey, thanks, Kowalski. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, it's kind of sad that they don't have the industrial stuff like really ready to go yet. It's mostly all combat and everything like that. Yeah, well, yes, I do believe that. Well, see, I mean that. Yeah, I guess that's kind of the. I guess that's kind of the thing, right? How much processing? There's obviously the reclaimer for salvage operations. I don't know if that could do double duty. You could probably chew up the asteroids and maybe have a processing ship handle it. But if the large-scale mining ships could chew stuff up and deal with the slag, that would be really nice. Because 3.27 on that one. I get lost in the big ships. I tried them during the free flight, but I got lost in the Caterpillar command center. I got lost in the reclaimer. It's just I'm not good with large ships. Yeah, I mean they do have a roadmap on their website, so you can actually see what they're aiming for as far as feature set. 2.48 gold. I'll break these apart, but I'm not expecting much. Oh, sorry, man. I think there's... I don't think I set up the... allow you to... Whoa, post links. That's what I get for not paying attention. Ooh, okay. Alright, so let's move on to a different rock instead. That one almost blew us up. Whoops, 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 whoops. No, you know what? It's just gold. There's really not a heck of a lot. Whoa! What is going on here? Uh-oh. I'm in that weird loop. Oh, no. I'm in that weird loop where the gravity's got a hold of me. Collision alert. No, no kidding. Keeps slamming me into the deck. Okay. Okay. I think we're good. Damaged, but good. Oh, that's why I still had my strafing on. I like the Caterpillar, the fact that it's modular, you know. Although I don't know if you actually checked it out, but the last day that when they had the MISC part of the expo, they had all of the hulls, the hull types. And if you looked at their store page, you could actually buy components that I guess you can swap out on the hull variants, which I thought was kind of cool. Yeah. Gotta go find something else. I hope they inevitably add planets that have canyons, like really deep canyons. That'd be cool. Terranite. That's a good one if we can get some decent percentages out of it. I debated about the Freelancer, but I have the Constellation Andromeda, which has like 30 more SCU in it. And I don't think I think the Freelancer is just a little bit smaller than shorter than the Constellation. Still classified as a medium, so. Caterpillar had crashed. I do like the origins. I think I originally started out with no, I started out with the 315P. It's only 12.12%. That's empty. 0.2%. 0.17%. Empty. 0.23%. Eh, 0.22%. All right, onward. Oh, there's one. I couldn't get the Caterpillar in that stupid docking bay. I went nose first and ended up just parking it on the tip. Beep. Copper and tungsten. Okay. Well, I think the big talk is that there was there's going to be a big push to fix the armor on all ships because I guess it's kind of crappy. And turrets, actually, right now. There was a video I watched where someone broke down all the turret effectiveness. And that they're not... The turrets need love, too, because they're not as effective, I guess, as light fighters. So having a fighter escort would actually probably be better off with the turrets, at least until they get around to addressing them or something. Yeah. But I mean, that's what like the eveness, I guess, comes into this, right? I mean, there's a whole lot of ships in Eve, and each one has kind of their strengths and weaknesses, which is good. So you can find ships that are strong in one particular arena, whereas they're not necessarily strong in the other arena. So you kind of have to make your choices there, yeah. Wow, these are terrible. Try this one at least because it's 3% tungsten. Actually, that's a good point. Get people off your butt. Which is another aspect, because there's also Arena Commander, which, if you have any kind of interest in any kind of the combat aspects, that's a good thing you can do right now. Yeah, the update of the flight model. That'll be interesting. Yeah, I guess we'll take the 9.5 tungsten. It's close enough to 10. 10's my cutoff. Kind of afraid of the new flight model because it's kind of right now it's very arcadey but very easy to deal with. I doubt we'll be able to get anything out of this. Oh no, back off, back off. Come on. Right on the line. Eh. Eh. Yeah. I like it. It's very responsive. Although a lot of the flight model changes are going to be about, the difference between space and atmospheric flight too. Yeah. Oh, there's a site out there that does like the recap of their Friday video, which actually I usually go to that because it's it is a lot to digest. Oh yeah, I didn't actually watch any of the panels this year, but probably should have. Ah. Copper, titanium. All right, so that's that's 3 rocks we can blow up. This one and the 2 behind it. That would be excellent. Excellent. Yes, we do. We do mostly travel by afterburner, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, definitely have to check that out. Especially flying into planets. Thank you, sir. It's getting dark on this side of the planet.
Is it always not like that?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, this is going to be a total wash. Oh, well, there's 9% titanium. I guess we could take that. Close enough. Not both for 1%. We'll take that too. I suspect this is going to be another sub 1,000 sub 1,000 credit haul. And the lights go out. That is not weird at all, actually. Actually, I like it when it gets dark and you turn the headlights on and you just skim along the ground like this. Oh man, that one's already broken. I think I already did that one. Or someone already did that one. Especially painful when you're coming in on the dark side. And even if you have the headlight on, it just kind of appears. There it is. Titanium again. Yes. That's why I always call this... I don't call this a game, man. I call this, like, a simulation. Because everything is simulated. And I think it was Wolfie that said something about, like, the extent of the stimulation. Like, even getting out of bed or climbing up and down ladders is a little bit much. But even they make you carry your own cargo, you know, if you pick up something on a planet. And you can't run when you're carrying a cargo box. So if you do have to do an in-person pickup, that's when you bring backup. Or a car. A car will work. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the only thing that they skip the simulation for is when you actually call for a vehicle. Because then it just magically appears on the pad, right? Or when they put it away for you, you know, it just vanishes. 2.16, 5.13, 5.73. There's a purple in here somewhere. No. 8.51. That's pushing it. Empty. I just want the screens to stay where they're put. Like if I change them, I just want them to stay that way for the next time I show up. All right, take care, Wolfie. Thanks for stopping by. Oops, lost my target. Yeah, I know, because like even if you bring up the Mobi-Glass and you hit the contacts over here, it's like it doesn't always show up as far as that goes, and I don't know, it's just such a pain. And some of these panels, I mean, I got panels up here. It's like these are useless unless I look at them, you know, specifically. Right. Oh. All right, so what I'm looking for. I might just take some of this titanium just for the sake of getting out of here. Since I got nothing but titanium. Hey, where you going, buddy? Dude's rolling all over the place. Don't want that one. This one may actually be useful to break down a little more. Yes. Yes, I did notice that.
Yeah? You can come back up.
No. There we go. Cool off, rocks. 9.3. We'll take that, and I think that'll probably be... Oh, no, maybe not. Oop, 10.68. That'll definitely be the last. Nope, don't want to pull the empty. Where is this rock? Oh, there it is. Shoot, I sucked up some empty rock. And we're full. Okay, so we are actually out of here now. We gotta head back to Olisar and see how much they won't give us for any of this. And as always, Afterburn. Contending with the gravity. Actually, one of the more annoying ones that flew the alien replica ships, the ones like the glaive. You actually lay on your stomach, and if you've got a rifle on your back, when you try and look up, it's like all you see is the rifle above you. I'm actually using the default X52 Pro profile. I haven't really done a lot of modifications to it, so I am still on the hold the thumb button down for Afterburner, but it's kind of right there. Thanks, Pixel One. Wait, we're gonna do the poor dance. And actually, I found out. That was this guy, Porg. He's making noise. I didn't realize he made noise until like a couple weeks ago.
What was that?
That was him.
Oh, let's show you. Who?
Him. I don't know. It's in there somewhere. You have to like really futz around with it. My daughter's now playing with the Porg off screen here. There you go. Okay. That's okay. Yeah, don't do that again. Thanks.
It sounds like it's in pain.
Putting this on my wish list.
The yeah, playing with the joystick and throttle is really good because you get the natural feel for it. But I actually went out and I had to get the someone made a profile for the Stream Deck, which makes things so much better
You're there? Yeah.
because everything's icon based and organized in such a way that everything
That's normal.
is logically organized.
I have.
What? I haven't gotten any pictures from this.
Well, why would you get the pictures? You're not the one booking them. What do you see?
All right, heading back to town. We had hoped we could sell the minerals at the local mining station on the planet, but we found out we can't do that. Which I suppose is good. But also bad, because if you're there, it'd be useful if you could... It'd be useful, for community things, people hanging around selling minerals.
Yeah, you were saying.
What's that?
Stop. Come on.
Oh.
I'm hungry.
Yep, we had a Starfarer there on the deck.
Oh, here I am. Sorry.
Alright, so actually let's see if we can do it here. I don't think we can hit contacts. Yeah, Port Olisar landing services. I guess we can do that.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
There we go. Alright. Whoa, this thing goes in fast. Turn off the headlight. Well, see, like I was saying earlier, I think that that's the case because if we power this off, we'll get out and hopefully the ladder won't kill us. This is the deadliest ship in the universe because they do have a bug with the ladder. That sometimes when it comes out, it actually pushes you right into the ground. Nope. Open the door. Thank you. So if you actually look at the brochure for the Prospector, you'll notice that these bags right here, right? These are the ones that hold all the materials, right? They're supposed to detach and just drop so they could actually be pulled over to a hauler. And then up top there, you've got some spare bags, which then are used to fill. So you can fill up maybe, I don't know, 4 times, dump like 4 sets of 4 bags each, have them hauled away in like a Constellation or a Freelancer or something heavier, and you wouldn't have to leave. So if you had a whole fleet of these guys in an asteroid belt, you can have people using those little EVA vehicles to kind of move stuff around. It's in the lore brochure, so I'm not entirely sure if they're actually going to get that done. I hope they do, because that would be fantastic. I'd also like it if we could actually view what we have in our cargo holds before we come back and have to sell the goods, and also to dump the slag, because that stuff's no good.
Do you want mac and cheese?
That's fine.
Yeah?
Yes. Oh, I missed my chance. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. If you could just, what am I doing here? I don't know what I'm doing here. Through the airlock. we've we've been on vacation this week, so we've been basically doing absolutely nothing. We haven't gone food shopping or anything like that, and stuff. So when you want to sell, I mean, when you come to the consoles, there's the this is the free trade console. So you use this, and you can buy and sell local goods here. But if you want to buy and sell stuff that you've mined, you have to come to these special panels here on either side of the front desk. So we're at 32 SCU. That's actually more than I thought we'd get, to be honest. So here's what we got. So we have 0.15% copper, and this is just in our bags, right? So that's 27 AUEC. This is all the garbage, inert materials. So if we if we had 10% and we suck that up, that means 10% of the actual material, 90% junk. So 83% of our haul is garbage, but they're still paying us a whole 55 AUEC for it. Titanium is really good because here even at 15%, we're getting the 4,000. And tungsten is normally pretty good if we can get it. 111 AUEC. So we can just sell that to the refinery. Boop. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping because then, it goes out there and can convert. I'd be okay even if the prospector allowed you to eject the slag. So you didn't have to actually take all of that stuff. You'd be out there longer and you'd be littering, but, essentially you'd be kind of maximizing the profit. And I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of mining is going to be, if it's just going to be to sell, or, I mean, there's no crafting in this game, right? I mean, it's basically you earn money and you go buy stuff. So I can't imagine that all of this stuff, like in Eve, you go out and you mine, you sell, but it's also usable in construction. Here, I don't know. So maximizing your profit would definitely be kind of the reason to do this. And if all you could do is just take all your garbage with you, then that would be kind of a bummer as far as mining goes. Oh, thanks for reminding me. Need raw resources for repair while I'm here. I did think I got damaged. I mean, you pay. I didn't actually. You pay to get repaired when you're in dock, right? You could refuel, restock your weapons, and then you can repair here if you're damaged. So it's kind of like this is a money sink, basically. Hydrogen you pick up just by flying. It's just like the Enterprise. You just kind of suck in hydrogen, convert it to fuel. But quantum fuel you do have to refill. But I am currently at 581 for quantum fuel, which is this number right down here. And I think the max on this is 583. So just traveling to Daymar and back is like 1 unit of quantum fuel out, 1 back. Oh yeah, actually that is a very good point. Yeah, the ones that can repair out in space. That is also true. And hopefully if you dump the slag, it wouldn't show up on anybody's radar as, if they're scanning. All right, so what do we got here? There's still a lot. I think either people still have them or people bought a whole lot of Cutlass Blacks because there's a whole bunch of them out here. I heard that the Expo actually netted CIG another $7 million, so they are now at like $208 million as far as the crowdfunding goes. So a lot of people bought a lot of ships. And what do we got here? We got a Constellation. We got we got 2 Cutlass. Got a Constellation. That might be a Phoenix. It looks white. What do we got over here? Yeah. Another Constellation. And we got a Core. I think that's a Reliant Core, isn't it? And we have another Prospector. All right. Thank you for stopping by, Lawn Room. Good talking to you as always. My goal is to maybe stream, I guess, at 4:30, and since this is pretty much the only thing I'm playing these days, I'll be here. Maybe we'll do some Arena Commander next time. I've only got enough time to mine until my dinner is ready, so that's probably maybe about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. Where are we? Yeah. So this is only one portion. I could take out my large ship, one of those constellations, and I could do free trading. So I could buy commodities, move them to another place, sell them there, hopefully at a profit. But it's not as profitable as this. I wouldn't have made that 4,000 like I did mining, unless I was essentially moving drugs, as Lawnra mentioned at the top of the hour. Hopefully they kind of allow mining and commodity hauling to achieve parity. This is a weird bug. Because right now it's way more profitable to do this. Let's see. Where are we going? Let's go to Wolf Point Age Shelter. I'm not sure what the cheapest ship you can buy in-game is currently. I know it's an Origin system ship. So it's one of the smaller ones. I think it's about 200,000. And right now I only have 62,000. So I'm not going to probably make anywhere near that in time enough for them to be able to buy one of those with in-game cash before they actually deploy another patch and wipe out my entire nest egg. Alright, let's turn on our lights so we don't accidentally ram into the... There we go. Just need to turn that on so I know. So I warned you this would be a boring stream. At least it's not as, hands off as Eve, where you just point it at a rock and wait for it to dry, run dry. But I mean, essentially, this is me, and this is effectively the planet here, right? So the chance of someone coming along and accidentally finding me is going to be relatively slim. Not impossible, but relatively slim. So yeah, we are at about 21,000 kilometers, I think. Above the planet's sea level, yes, as Lawnra mentioned. So that's why sometimes you can go negative in canyons if you're below the planet's sea level. But we definitely don't want to be hauling ass when we get down to low altitude, because we will go nose first into the planet. Top speed of this ship at maximum throttle is about 200 meters per second. The number there, we got the 200 on the side there, that's the maximum. The 100 is my current throttle, and the number above that is the local fuel, the hydrogen fuel that allows me to use my afterburners. We got chaff and flare over here on the side, the number 8. I should find, just kind of making small talk as we get to the planet. And all that garbage at the bottom, couple G-Safe, ComStab, ESP, all of that is flight model stuff for the current system. All right, let's take a quick survey and see what we can see. Now, we do also have the ability to narrow down our scan or widen our scan, so as you get different areas, you can... Whoop, hey, man, there's a rock right there. You can actually scan a tighter area. Whoops, daisy. Here we go. And that's just a whole copper. So it says it's anywhere between 0.1 and 100%. But it's always going to be 0.1 because that's the way the cookie crumbles here in the future. Oh, there we go. So sometimes you happen into a field and there's just tons and tons and tons of rocks, but I think they make you pay your dues. I am right. Yeah, see, this is weird. This one's actually kind of in the ground. We can't really see it. I don't know why they do that, but... Go over here, 1,200 meters. This guy. So right now I'm just trying to get a nest egg because I want to get back to free trading, and that can get expensive, especially if the server crashes and you lose all your stuff. That really sucks. Corundum and tungsten. We'll give it a shot. It's not really great quantities, but corundum's pretty good. Now the rock energy level, supposedly, the rumor, the word on the street, is that it's got the blue section, the green section, the red section. So the larger the blue section, the smaller the green section, the more valuable the materials you get out of it. That's, as far as I know, one person's interpretation. I don't know how true that is. This graph meter at the top, it may mean something, or it may just be there for show. I have no idea. Come on. So this mini game is all about managing your power, right? Keeping it in the green, making sure you don't have too much or too little. Okay, let's see what we got. And sometimes on these low gravity planets, moons, the rocks just kind of fall out. Yeah, 0.59 tungsten, that's not useful. That's no good to anybody. .03 tungsten. 2.52 tungsten. I don't think this is going to be a good rock. No. Let's go find something else. Oops, there's one right over here. Corundum. Oops, that's extraction mode. I want fracture mode because you got to break it down first. See, this one's got a bigger blue area and smaller green area. So we'll see. We shall see. Crank it up, laser throttle. What do we got? empty. That's a good sign. Also empty. That's a good sign. So if all of this is, let's say 1.25, if all of this is concentrated in 0.3. Nope. Looks like this is a wash as well. Yeah, 1.64. Alright. Well, I don't really know if I'm going to have enough time to continue the search, so what we're going to do is just head... Yeah, I'm just going to head home. I do have to put in a claim to bring my constellation back to Port Olisar, because after spending all week over on planet Hurston, I called out a whole lot of ships, and when you call them out and you land them there, that's kind of where they get stuck. But you can file a claim right now, and that kind of brings them to where you are. It's not the most efficient way to do it, so hopefully they institute a way that you can actually get them transported or called or something for a fee. Right now we have to treat them as damaged or destroyed and file an insurance claim to get it replaced. But it doesn't really cost us much to do that, so that's okay. Meanwhile, we can take a look outside our ship. So this is us in flight. We have all of our blinking lights as we're leaving the planet. So as you can see, yeah, this is the scale. So here's the ship itself leaving the planet, and you got to think that each of those boulders was, you know, really kind of small relative to the ship. So we are leaving quite a large planet behind, and this isn't. I think this is just a moon. I think this only is classified as a moon. The planet Crusader, which might be that guy up there, is where we headed to. That's considered a planet. So if we have to burn, we can. Move faster. So yeah, you can get a nice outside view of your ship. You can also get a nice inside view of the ship. This is not a very large ship. You can actually get out and move around while you're still flying. You got your chair here. You got this is a one-person ship effectively. You got a bathroom. I always check out all the bathrooms because they're all designed differently, which is, you know, kind of an attention to detail thing, right? So you got a toilet here. Technically, you have a shower, so you can shower and go to the bathroom. There's buttons here, so theoretically you could pull the toilet in and you could shower in here. You got a sink. What are we doing? Nothing. We're probably out in space now. You do have a bed, and you can enter the bed. You can lay down, and if you log off in your ship, like if I had landed on the planet, logged off in the bed, I think theoretically, next time I log in would be here in this bed in my ship on that planet, but I don't know that part is actually working yet. You got a lot of quality of life stuff here, but the shield gen, computer, etc., all of this is modular, so you can actually upgrade all of these by buying different parts, and I think eventually you'll be able to actually open these panels, pull the part out, put a new part in, so it just kind of goes with that whole simulation vibe. And back here is nothing. This laser cooling drive. So this is our mining section back here. And that's pretty much all there is as far as the Prospector goes. There's not a heck of a lot. It's not a multi-cruise ship, and there's not a lot of room going on there. So we do have all of our multifunction displays, of course, but like I said, some of them are kind of way out of range here. So when you're just looking ahead, you know, it's not like you got a lot of you have a lot of room going on. Alright, so head back to Port Olisar, set route. Oop. Port Olisar, set route. Use our little navigation marker. Whoops, nope. Oh man, they want me to exit the atmosphere. Oh, I'm still not out of the atmosphere. I didn't know that. My bad. This doesn't have very many weapons. It's got some lasers. That's about it. No missiles or anything like that. This is the weapons readout up here. So this is our required. So if we can't go below that, if we try to go below that, it doesn't do anything. Can't go below that, otherwise we can't use it. Alright, so now we can go. Oh, there's Crusader. Spooling up. And jumping. Yeah, it looks like now's a good time to get ready to quit anyway, because I am lagging. 2 minutes ago, OBS is telling me there was a lagged frame detected 2 minutes ago. Alrighty. You cannot land on Crusader, which, of course, that's a gas giant. It looks very much like Jupiter. So I don't think there's really anything to land on anyway. And I think someone was asking, like, is there going to be plans for gas mining? And I don't know that I've actually heard anything specific about that. At this point, I mean, you know, this game's got everything in the kitchen sink in it, so I think it would probably be safe to say yes with an asterisk, meaning don't come after me if it turns out that that's not the case, but, you know. Alright, so let's use one of our panels. So usually I come up here to the panel, go to comms, scroll down, find Port Olisar Landing Services.
Please proceed to
Assigned
assigned landing bay.
landing bay. I always get either one of these, either this side or the other side as far as the landing bays go. And another Cutlass Black. Actually, you know what? That's something I should check. I want to go see exactly what ships I have in my inventory. See if they've taken them away. I know the free fly is still ongoing, I think, until the 4th. Which I think means you can still log in even if you don't own the game, and you can fly some of the ships if you really want to. But as interesting as that sounds, it's taken me the full, like, what, 5 or 6 years to actually learn how to control this game in a meaningful way. So God bless you if you can jump in here and master this in a week. It's taken me 5 or 6 years. And even then I had to port some of this stuff over to the Stream Deck in order to make it usable. Alright. So, I mean, as far as scale goes, there's our ship. You remember the ship in relation to the planet, and here's our space station, right? So now I'm actually running in real time over to the airlock. And those windows over there, those are people. You can actually see, you can actually look outside those windows and see exactly what you see, but from the other side. Turn on my headlight, landing pad. Airlocks. Opens fine from this side, but you got to use this button in order to throw atmosphere in here. And then we managed to get out. So we didn't actually get any materials that time, so we're not going to bother talking to Larry, the commodity sales computer. We are going to come over here because I want to see what they still leave us with. So the Saber's mine, Arrow's mine, Hornet's mine, Cutlass. Yep, they still give us the Cutlass, so that's probably what everybody's flying around. The 600i is for being a subscriber, so we get to rent that. And my constellation's over on Hurston, so I'm going to file a claim to get it back here because I'm not going to Hurston anytime soon. That's fine. Let's see what else we need to claim. Nah, the Cutlass, I don't care if that's at Hurston. That'll be gone in a few days. And looks like everything else is stored and available. Why is my Hornet destroyed? I don't remember that being the case. So we will file a claim. All right.
All right, indeed.
All right, indeed. Wow, that's a delivery and I wasn't expecting that. But thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so yep, and I guess that's it. So yeah, we do still have the Cutlass black for the time being. And yeah, I guess we're going to actually call the stream for the time being, since I've got to go eat now. But I'd like to thank everyone for stopping by. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to try actually getting into the 4:30 p.m. weekday slot. That was my original intent. It's when I get home from work, so I'm hoping to get into a little bit more regular streaming schedule. It'll probably be more Star Citizen because I've never been actually addicted to a game, but I am now. Even though there's not a heck of a lot to do. Again, it's kind of, one of those things. You gotta find the fun where you can find it. So, if you're interested, it's 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can stop on by at this address. And thank you for stopping by again, and I will see you all later.